Hello everyone, my name is Brian, this is Football Manager 22, and we are back in Salisbury for the mid-year update. I am working without a script because I was feeling especially lazy, so you'll have to forgive me if I get a little more rambly than usual, or if I have more uhs and ahs in the first half of this video. So the mid-year update, the board of the club is not entirely happy with how we're playing. Apparently we're not playing terribly direct soccer, and we haven't been very good at set pieces so far this year. Um, Not much we can do about that. We are set to try and take advantage of set pieces. We just have been ineffectual at them. Direct soccer, I generally don't want to play direct soccer. Now we're playing counter-attacking soccer, but not direct soccer, so... Uh, as for transfers, not much has changed since the last video. Pretty much roughly right after the last video, Elian Casado Thorne got signed away by a Costa Rican club, given he is of Costa Rican descent, to a pretty decent payday. So we obviously weren't going to compete with that. So we needed a new backup left winger, left midfielder. And so we signed Alex Dobre. He is right-footed, so we're still experimenting with that inverted winger thing on both sides. It doesn't appear to be working terribly well. I mean, in terms of overall results, we're still doing fine, but in terms of personal performances, those players aren't doing as well as I'd hoped. As for the schedule, we had just finished drawing our League One opponent in the FA Cup, Peterborough, so we went to their place and had a 1-1 draw, and that immediately moved to PKs. There was no extra time, which I think was a good thing, given how tired our guys would get and how many games we have to play. So I went immediately to penalty kicks, and their first 8 takers made their kicks, and our first 8 takers made our kicks. 9 takers each made their kicks. So we went to the 10th takers, both center backs for both teams, and Bergstrom, who's actually playing for Sinisalo, who's on the international break at this point. Bergstrom made a saved the ball. And our center back promptly had his attempt saved. So then we had some keeper on keeper violence. Bergstrom made another save, but their keeper couldn't stop Bergstrom from scoring, and that let us break through the first round of the FA Cup against a League One side. That led us into a game against League Two Plymouth, road trip that we actually kind of dominated 2-0. Easy win. At that point, we were one of 3, I believe, Vanarama national teams still left in the FA Cup. Excuse me, that's the FA Trophy I just highlighted. So we had another League Two opponent, still true fact, only 3 Vanarama National League teams left. 2 of them had opponents who were in the Premier League, so they are no longer with us. But we, after a 2-1 win over Morecambe, are still in it in the 4th round. Unfortunately, we have to play against Tony Khan's Fulham here in the 4th round. Fulham, who are a Premier League team and have been for the last 3 years. Not exactly top of the table by any means, but they've solidified themselves so far as a regular side in the Premier League as opposed to a yo-yo team. So we have that to look forward to. In terms of Vanarama National League results, we kept winning. We did pick up a draw here against Boreham Wood. And then at the end of the year, in the worst day of the year, Boxing Day, because it cramps the schedule so mightily, we started a losing streak. We did play some very good teams. Southend is currently first in the Vanarama National League, though, as we will see when we get to the schedule, or to the standings, that isn't quite the reality of things. We lost to Cambridge, who just came down from League Two, and we lost to Torquay, who are 10th. That loss, a bit upsetting. Both Torquay and Southend, I believe, scored on penalties against us, so again, they were frustrating in that regard, in that they were given free goals, essentially. We are still in the FA Trophy, as we defeated Accrington in extra time. Accrington obviously is actually a League Two team now, so I don't know. It seems like the trophies are the FA Trophy and that Southern Premier League are based off the year before and not the current year. What can you do? Anyways, But our win over Morecambe, our win over Accrington, and then two more Vanarama National League wins have kind of righted the ship from that bad spot where we lost our first place standings. Though we are coming off a 0-0 boring draw against Ebbsfleet. So at certain points we were down several games, had several games in hand against other opponents. We don't anymore. We still have one game in hand, so if we win, theoretically we'd go top of the table if Southend doesn't play today. But eventually we'll have a chance to catch up as things currently stand. As you can see, Eastleigh, whose stadium we're sharing, also is short a couple games because, again, the pitch gets waterlogged because of poor condition from it being shared and having two teams having to be scheduled constantly on it. So things are going pretty well. We'd obviously like to straighten things out. We will be playing here a road game against third place Chesterfield, so a very important game. Which then will be followed by a Hartlepool and the presumed beating against Fulham. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let us move on to the match. I believe... Sorry, I have to check. Okay, I cannot start Al Hamadi today, despite the fact that I would like to. Because he is still promised to rest because, players are just gassing out. We play 2 games a week, every week. We're also trying to work with McBride by playing him on the left as a winger instead of his natural position as an inverted winger on the right because that wasn't really working. So yeah. Also, Al Hamadi's unhappy because he doesn't think he can ever be a player at this level. Except he has, I believe, the best average rating on the team, and when he's not exhausted, is the clear starter at the target forward spot. So I don't understand it, and I don't feel like I was given the options to assuage his false concern and improve his morale. But he's under contract for a while, so at least another season, so we don't have to panic and move him. But him and Campton Sturridge up top are very much our 2 best goal scorers. Looks like it's going to be a rainy day here in Chesterfield. Hackett dispossesses them and passes into Brian Waugh, and the highlight obviously ends. All right, Hackett with a throw-in. It's terrible. Just straight to their right winger. And right back to Hackett. Things not going great today, and for both teams in terms of, sound passing. Trevitt back to Shotton, out to Hackett on the edge, plays up to McBride, see what he does in his new left midfielder spot. Hackett will bring it into Brian Waugh, chips it forward to Trevitt, blasts it at the keeper off his hands up top. Trevitt will then have us take the corner. Hopefully you can find one of the center backs here on the near post. I'm not nearly as good as other players, apparently, at designing these plays, though it seems like it should be straightforward. So we haven't gotten the most of it so much this year in terms of free goals, quote-unquote, from set pieces. I will jinx us by saying we haven't allowed many, or nearly any, off of set pieces, so I don't feel terribly under threat when other teams are taking corners. But yeah, offensively, we haven't gotten those free goals, those easy goals off of set pieces. We've had to work to manufacture our goals so far this year. We've done it enough, but we haven't dominated as many games as like Senesalo off his hands, over the top. 15th minute, and they will take another corner. Shotton racing for it, going to contest it. Clark, nope. I'm surprised Hackett's not out there contesting. That Shotton was the one to race out there. Looks like Andrews is someone who might need replacement, though we don't have another target forward really on the roster. We'd have to bring in... I'm going to blank on his name, but the striker we got from Yeovil, well, who played with Yeovil last year. sub him when he gasses out. Hackett, Shotton, and Mir on the defensive line also might need help. Williams looking for opportunity. Campton Sturridge finds the net. DJ Campton Sturridge, leading goal scorer on the team. A wizard at putting the ball in the net. Good stuff. Again, we're trying McBride on the left wing, which means we're trying out our Loney, Carrington on the right wing, and also Williams, who played with us last year. I thought Williams played pretty well last year, despite his not incredible rating. But, so he hasn't gotten much run this year as we've tried to work in McBride, but now that we've trying McBride on the left wing, despite him, again, not having any experience there, that opens an opportunity to play Williams on the right. Andrews with the header just barely misses. Shotton will definitely need to see the bench by the end of the game. McBride looking for it out to Hackett. Indig McBride. Head to the touch. Nope, back to Hackett. He'll make the cross. Header attempt by Andrews fails, and they break the other way, but Shotton intercepts. Up to McBride. Turn and run, buddy. Turns and runs. Not really creating much space, but enough. Gets it off. Andrews' header. Yeah, another miss. Still, monkeys and typewriters. Just enough shots, and eventually one will accidentally go in. Another one, obviously. We obviously have a 1-0 lead, so that's a good thing. But always feel more secure with a 2-goal lead. Andrews tries to get it back to Campton Sturridge, and just right to the defender. That's just insufficient. All right, it looks like Trevitt's going to take him from this side as well, since Spong is actually injured, our usual left winger. Another reason why we're trying McBride on the left wing. Spong is injured, and our replacement that we designed, Dobre, is, again, an inverted winger. It's not exactly what we want, so we're trying out something different. Have been for a little while. Assistant raised his flag. Their man was offsides. Looks like Southend is playing today, so we'll still have the game differential. They had been drawing for a while, but now have taken a lead. All right, boys, they're inspired and moved. Huzzah! Campton Sturridge all the way back to Shotton off the opening kick of the second half. To Muir, to Colombo on the right wing, up to Williams. Dribble to Brown, back to Colombo. Fires it forward, looking for Campton Sturridge. Off his chest, tries to play to Andrews, right to the defender, as both strikers, not great passers. Again, that's a place where Al-Hamadi, despite not having a great passing rating, seems to pass above his rating, as it were. I presume he probably has good vision that these other guys do not have to... Well, Andrews does step in, dispossess, doesn't really possess it for long, but manages to get to McBride. Andrews touches over to Campton Sturridge, out to Williams, looking for a big attempt from far away, intercepted, or a defender gets his foot in, and the whole attempt, it's squandered. Here we are in the 68th minute, time to look for that triple substitution everybody loves so much. So Rue will be coming in for Shotton. Danilo Orsi Dodomo is our other striker. We'll take him off being a target man. I don't think he has... Yeah, he is 6'2", only has 7 strength, and so I don't know. Actually, let's leave it. He's as good at that as he is at everything else, roughly. And then it's kind of a choice between Mir and Colombo. We don't really have another center back who we could swap in. I guess we could... Yeah, no, we don't even have a center midfielders to push Brandon Brian Waugh, who's currently playing defensive midfielder, back to center back. We could, yeah, let's just bring in Zuriel Taiwo for the right back for Cedric Colombo. Get old man Colombo some rest here in the 70th. Taiwo with the ball, having just come on over to Mir. Lumps it forward, looking for Campton Sturridge. No luck. They intercept, bomb it from distance. Not even close. Thank goodness. 74th. We're a road team here, so I'm just kind of looking to hold on. Now, the best way to lock up a win is not just to sit on our laurels. It is to try and score, so we're not going to park the bus just yet. But once it gets... We don't have any more subs, Callum. Why are you telling me I should sub off Muir? Cross, but the man was offsides, so hey. Equal number of shot attempts. It looks like we have one more on target. They've only had 2 on target of their 11. We've had 3 of 11. Otsitaiwo kicks it, volleys it to the half pitch. That's no one had been defending Galloway. Luckily, we cut in front of his line and knock it out for another corner. 10 minutes left in regulation. Really would like to hold on and Otsitaiwo with a good header there as the ball heads to the corner. Galloway fires it long, Hackett easily heads it away, out of bounds. They'll have a throw. A decent throw with distance to Mandeville. This is one scenario where it might be nice. McBride lumps it forward, looking for Osi Dodomo. Doesn't have the legs, / it's just too long for him to get there. This would be one opportune place where it would have been perhaps lumps it forward to Miller. Okay, Mir did a good job of cutting off his line, and Sinisalo comes out and makes the save, though it does skitter out of bounds for another corner. Well defensed on the corner attempt. It would be nice if we had a maybe true... Well, that was a flop. There's not enough men on the backside. Good job on the wall to block that. There's just not enough men on the backside of the play that if they can get the ball there, they almost always have someone breaking free. Though the wall did show its value there. Bad cross, Seals wide. Anyways, as I was trying to say multiple times, it would be nice if we had a attacking midfielder, someone who is a competent striker and attacking midfielder, so we could push him back a little and have him a little more involved in defense and harrying play. But none of our strikers, all of our strikers are basically kind of pure strikers. Now that we've hit extra time, we will move to a defensive attitude. I probably would have hit instructions, waste time more often, a bit earlier, usually before moving to a more defensive structure, but it's fine. Obviously, nothing's punished us so far, as we now just want to bunker to that end. I guess I'll wait till the end of a highlight since it won't affect this play at all, one way or the other. Okay, I'm going to set my wings, who are currently both set to attack, to move back to support, so that they, aren't looking for as much runs, that they're willing to track back more. 90 plus 2 with plus 3. Yep, just stand there, Sinisalo. Heck, take your yellow card, Sinisalo. Oh, I didn't say that. I totally did. As much time as he wants to burn. Bombs it forward. Orsi Dodomo does get enough of it to get it out to McBride. McBride, happy to have him dribble forever. Crosses it. Rue spills Miller, but hey, that works. Don't let him possess and kill time as they race the ball and try and set up a set piece. Galloway's going to try and head for touch. Bombs across. Easy save by Sinisalo. And let's walk off with a 1-0 road winning against the third best team in the league. Feels pretty all right, despite the fact that, yes, they dominated that second half. Our defense was stout. They were strong. Good job, boys. So, that is the mid-year update for Salisbury FC. We will try and bring Al Hamadi back into the fold as he's an important player on the team. We will try and juggle all of these player fitness concerns that Chalway keeps raising with us. And we will endeavor to make it out of the Vanarama National League this year. And hey, maybe somehow we can bop Fulham in the nose. If nothing else, the Fulham game, unfortunately, it's a home game, so I expect we'll pack our stadium in Eastleigh, but it's not the huge payday it would have been if we were playing at Fulham. Still, won't complain. Hopefully we can hold them close and give a respectable showing. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to hearing from any of you who have any comments, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.